Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marriage Be Hard podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, and I, of course, am joined by my husband and co-host,
Kevin Allen Fredericks.
Kevin Allen Fredericks. And this podcast is spawned by our New York Times bestselling book, Marriage Be Hard, that is still available. Come on. Okay. We love a casual
that's what I'm
ad
talking about,
placement.
Peter.
We love a good casual ad placement.
Oh, it looks good.
Uh-huh.
Looks good.
Oh, I didn't realize we were on camera. How did that get here? Available everywhere books are sold. And if you don't want to read it, please get the audio version because it's my favorite version. And on this podcast, we talk to some of our favorite couples who we also just met, but they will be one of our favorite couples. By the end of the conversation, I'm sure listen, there's not a doubt in my mind if you're on Couple Talk or Couple Instagram, Couplegram, I don't know what it's called. I am sure that you have seen this couple go viral, okay, with their petty and pettier posts that are absolutely hysterical. Please help me welcome Elena and Peter Singh. Although your whole last name is not just Singh. Can you say it for me?
Say it.
It's Singh Shinsook.
Singh Shinsook.
Shinsook. It's Thai. Us Thai people, we have like super long last names. We just make it up. So
It's like Tim.
and
Yeah,
my
it
wife
is.
took the whole thing.
Took the
She
whole
Took the whole
thing.
thing.
I love it.
Love.
I
I
love
was
it.
Jameson. Okay. My mom still cannot say my new last name.
Jameson, yo. I was Jameson.
Yes.
That's how much I love you. I used to be Jameson.
Yes. I love it. I saw that and I wanted to make sure I say that because I wonder how many people think your whole last name is just Singh.
Probably everybody.
Yeah, some people are like, is it an Indian last name?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little-
That's so funny. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're so excited for this conversation. So let's get right into it. We always like to start with how did you meet? Like, what is your origin story? What is your love story? And I'm just going to throw it out there because from what I read, it sounds like y'all were work husbands and work wives before y'all were legally married husbands and wives. So let's talk about it.
Okay. So yes, we were work husband and wife. But that's probably the only thing that we can agree on. And it's been 10 years and we still cannot agree on how this came to fruition.
Okay,
So
I
we
love
love
it.
it. We
I
love
love
that.
when people cannot agree.
Yeah, that's the.
And the men is always right.
Exactly.
So what's your take on it?
I was focused. I was trying to do my job. I was trying to move up the corporate ladder, right? And this girl coming over, flirting. I'm here typing on my laptop. Our fingers are interlacing while she's trying to help me with
Oh
my
my
computer. We can sit wherever we want every day. She came and sat right next to me every single day. I don't know. She's just super flirtatious.
Look how the
and-
truth just flows out of him.
Listen, Elena, he said you approached him. He said you were forward. You slid in
No.
his DMs.
Okay.
We used to go out to lunch like as a group, as a team, and then slowly people started not showing up, and it just became just us two.
And then it
And
became
it
a
was like
date.
2-3 weeks of just us two, you know.
So this is why it's so hard. Everything he said was untrue because it was from him to me. Okay. The reason why we were sitting next to each other is because every day he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Shotty? Can you save me a seat?"
Not what's up, Shawty? What's up, Shawty? Can you save me a seat?
So, you know, there was a time in the break room when I was washing my hands and he came over and he was like, "Oh, do you mind if I share the faucet with you?" And like all of a sudden we were like splash, like that was all him.
That's
It
a
was
meet
all
cute.
him.
It is a meet
That's
cute.
going in a rom-com.
Peter was
So-
out here. He said, "Can I share your dirty faucet water with you?"
That's
And
right.
wash
That's
my
how I
hands
knew.
with
That's how I
you.
knew. I was like, "Oh, he wants that dirty water."
I'm like, girl, let me get your dirty
Let me
water.
get your dirty water.
But so I think it just kind of started blossoming and we hung out more and he started inviting himself over on the weekends to, go have lunch.
Just trying to go shopping, get some clothes, have some lunch, best friend stuff, like
Best friends.
Best friends, man. Hey, pal.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
honestly.
So how long did you guys date how long did you faux date before you realized, oh wait, like we're in a relationship?
So before we get to that, I think Elena was like I said, just nonstop flirting, like love bombing me.
Oh my gosh.
And then she pulled back, guys. She pulled back. Our
Oh.
first date, I took her to a Drake concert. We want to go see Drake.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Got really good tickets. We were like seventh row, first date.
That's
watching the Drake
freaking
concert.
fantastic,
Wow.
Peter.
She pulled back after that?
And then I was super nervous, guys. I was walking back to the car. I'm like, man, this is my coworker. What if she kisses me? What if she like leans in? What do I do? Like, I can't show up to work the next day like this. She didn't even give me a hug. Not even a side hug. Not even a handshake. She said bye, went in her car, drove home after seventh row of the Drake concert.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Elena. You have to
Okay.
explain
After all this
yourself.
flirting, after all this buildup,
There's
can't
no
even give
denial
this
of
guy a
this
hug.
either.
Not
Look,
even a hug.
she's not denying this like she was the other part of your story. There's truth here.
The night came to an end, and I was like, okay, I am a woman in the workplace, and I just don't want to get caught up with this. So
Oh, you decided that after the tickets. You didn't decide that before.
Before.
He could have took
Okay.
another homie or homegirl after the concert. You're like, you know what? I'm a woman in the workplace. I shouldn't even really be doing this. That was an amazing concert, so much so that I actually am going to go back to a strict coworker. You know what? I should inform HR that he tried to take me to a Drake concert. I did attend, but now I know the truth.
he didn't tell so he was like, the way he said it was like, oh, I got some Drake tickets. They're nosebleeds, so don't get your hopes up. Okay.
That's good work. That's good
And
work.
so I honestly, like, when
Her jaw was on the floor when we saw the seats. Like,
I remember texting my sisters, and I was like, you guys, we got row 7, and he just took me to dinner, and I think I'm on a date. And so we got to the car to leave, and I was like, okay, bye. And I left. And then I pulled back. Yes, he's absolutely right, because I didn't want us to mess up the workplace
Yeah.
situation.
That makes sense. How long were you guys working together as like coworkers?
Before we went on that date,
Yes.
I think like 2 months.
Oh.
Oh.
yeah.
We started on the same day, and
Oh, okay.
it was like a project. We were all working super close together. We only had like one job to do. We were almost like a SWAT team that was there to fix something.
Got
And
it.
we're all vying for permanent positions.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
I needed to keep it professional. I can't be this guy who's having office romances while I'm trying to get this full-time position.
Shut
it.
up. So you
Like
guys were
competing for
basically
the same job, and I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, it can't be them, because look what happened with them.
yeah.
So we pulled back, took a little bit of a break. 4 months later, I mean, we're still friends at work.
Uh-huh.
4 months later, I was like, all right, we can.
No, they were hanging out, and then she just grabbed my face and just give me a big old kiss. And I was like,
Not
whoa,
what
whoa,
happened
whoa. She just
either.
broke the fourth wall with this like best friend kiss. Like, what was going on?
Jesus hears you. I want you
Jesus
to
hears
know.
you.
God don't like liars.
She
Oh.
pulled back. We were hanging out just as friends for a few weeks. Again, went to the mall, came back, and grabbed my face, big old smooch.
Not what happened. He did the 90% thing. So he did a thing where he came in 90%. And now this is 10%. Like, what am I supposed to do with this 10%?
Yes. So he forces
know?
you to kiss him, but really he kissed you.
That was that.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then
Peter
I think
agrees.
From there, it was like, okay.
Okay. So you guys were basically like contracted workers.
hmm
Okay. Did either one of you get the permanent position? Shut up, Peter. You
Dang.
got it.
I mean, she loved to do something else. So I
Oh,
will
okay.
say that she loved to do something else.
Okay.
But yes, that was my full-time job until 6 months ago.
Shut
Oh, snap.
up.
6
Yeah.
months ago. How
Yeah.
much time in between that time and 6 months ago?
like a decade.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
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 A decade.
We've been together
Yeah.
for 10 years. Yeah. This year's 10 years. Yeah.
Dang.
That is nuts. Okay, does everyone at work know that that's how you guys got together?
So on the last day, the last day that I was there, we finally were like, all right, we have something to say. We have been in a relationship for the last 8 months.
Oh, so y'all didn't inform HR ahead of time.
No.
That is company protocol.
I was trying to get the position. So.
Girl, don't tell
We
nobody.
didn't tell anybody.
Don't tell
we
nobody.
Didn't, if we came into work together down the block,
She'll be hiding in the back seat.
I'm hiding. If I'm driving, you better get down. We're parking in the far back.
I need this job, bro. Don't mess this up for me.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I cannot believe you worked there for 10 years. That's nuts.
That long.
That's
and we
crazy.
have people from that time period who came to our wedding. But when we told everybody at the 8-month mark, they were like, yeah, duh.
Oh, y'all were
Where you
hiding it well.
been?
Yeah. We all knew, girl. You just didn't say it out loud, but like we figured.
Not a single person was shocked.
That is so funny. Okay, so fast forward. So that means you guys got married must have been in like 2013?
No, we dated for 5 years
Ah.
and then got married.
2018, right?
Yeah.
2018, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So you guys have, so wait, how long have you guys been together?
So
10 years ago. 10 years.
Oh,
10
okay.
years.
That
That
is
was
the
10
tenure.
years, yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
Oh,
trying
but you
to.
only been married for 5.
only been married for 5 years.
Got it.
Okay. That the math makes more sense. I for some reason my mind got confused. The 10 became 15, and I said, "Well, that
That's what I
means-
did too.
It feels like it.
Yeah,
too.
I was like, that math don't
Let's
math.
take
Hold
this.
on. Yes. Okay, so you guys obviously have gone super viral with your petty posts. Okay, these are so freaking hysterical. I see them all the time, and I low key relate to them. So the real question that people want to know is this based off real life? Yes or no? Because we need the circumstances to which, like, are they just like what ifs, or are they like low key, we're a little bit petty to each other, and then this is just like the exaggerated version that's become a skit? Peter, I want you to know you are hilarious.
Oh yeah. If the SAG strike wasn't going, I'd be putting y'all up for roles
Yes.
because I'd be cracking.
Oh my
up.
god.
No, it means a lot coming from both of you.
It does.
Yeah, that's freaking
Thank you so
fantastic.
much. If I can pause real quick and give you guys your flowers, like seriously, Kev, I've seen you like online for like over a decade. Like
Oh,
you would
snap.
just show up on my feed randomly here and there for like a decade.
That's
That's
so
my
great.
whole goal. Show up on
And,
your feed.
You know, you guys' authorship and everything. So honored again to be here.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But back to petty, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was like, what? I would not. So, did he ever steal my edge control? He hasn't.
Right.
But have we been known to be a little petty here and there?
Every day. Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about it because pettiness can come across as like funny, obviously, ha 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 ha, and then pettiness can also be you keep playing, and I want you to stop.
Gone on now.
No, go on.
Gone on, man.
Beca-
Ain't nobody
lit-
playing but you, Smokey.
Exactly. Pettiness be real cute, and now I'm mad, and now I want to fight you. So what's happening? I'm gonna take a break from this episode to tell you about HelloFresh. You guys know we love HelloFresh over here. You get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. We just had a meatloaf dinner the other day. We've been traveling so much, no one has time to go to the grocery store or think about what it is I'm going to be cooking. So we have meatloaf with potatoes and green beans. That sounds like a hearty meal to me. That sounds like an easy meal to me. And you can never go wrong with meatloaf. You just never can, okay? And HelloFresh, they're going to give you all the situations. They're going to give it to you pre-packaged, pre-portioned. All you have to do is mix it up. Most of the meals you can make in under 30 minutes, okay? Life gets really busy. Don't call for delivery. Get HelloFresh. It's 25% cheaper than takeout and less expensive than grocery shopping too. Just choose your recipes and receive fresh, pre-portioned ingredients so you can get to cooking quick. Obviously, I have teenagers. I also love it for them. It's an unadvertised benefit is that when Kevin and I are traveling, we can leave these pre-portioned, pre-packaged meals, HelloFresh, at the door for the kids, and they can have lunch or dinner for the weekend, and I don't have to worry about them constantly ordering takeout. Okay. Go to HelloFresh.com/50MBH and use code 50MBH for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/50MBH and use code 50MBH for 50% off plus free shipping. Now let's get back to the episode.
It's like chess with Elena. It's like chess. Like I thought I'm gonna like win the next move, but she just one ups me, and she I don't know. Like let me give an example. You know how like when the wife gets mad at the husband sleeps on the couch, right?
Yeah.
She sends me back to the master bedroom, and she will sleep on the couch so I can feel guilty that she's suffering. Her back's aching on the couch. There's no good pillow. So I got to be in the master bedroom by myself thinking about it all night.
I think
That's
that probably,
good. That's
that
good.
probably has like a good 1 or 2 more years left before he's like, bet. All right, sleep well.
It's like a Uno reverse card of couch.
That's hilarious. My back. That's so crazy that you made me sleep on the couch, even though I went of my own volition.
Yes. Who is the most Oh, go ahead, Lena.
I was gonna say that would probably like I don't think that we get petty to the point where it's like, all right, we need to take a step back.
Yeah.
But we got the little petty here and there.
Trash talking and being petty. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Your dynamic is so hilarious. I'm sure people always think that you guys are just ha 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 funny all of the time. Give us the glimpse of like, and I'm assuming, did you quit your job to do full-time? That's what I figured. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is before
Are
I
you
ask
both full-time creators?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, so before I ask that question, I was just about to ask, we need to know who's the kite, who's the string in this dynamic.
I think we take turns. I think that there's a time in our life where like I was the kite and he was the string, and I would say maybe after kids we switched.
Okay.
And then I became the string and he became the kite.
What are you thinking, Peter? We need you to get your words out that are clearly happening in your mind. Bring us in on the conversation.
Thinking, is the string like, is it a positive thing? It's like keeping her grounded, or is the string like I'm holding you back? Like
keeping her from her dream.
To the dreamer, it's holding you back. To the actuality is they both are necessary, and there's nothing wrong. Like they are both necessary for a kite to work. Without the string, the kite would fly too far and fall. And without the kite, the string will be on the ground with nowhere to go. So there's not really a negative connotation, but to the other people, sometimes it feels like the dreamer is being irresponsible to the person who's grounded, and to the person who's dreaming, it seems like the person who's being grounded is holding them back sometimes, or doesn't believe in them, doesn't think it's going to work, type of thing.
Yeah, I think that to Kevin's point, I don't think there's necessarily a bad connotation, but I think that what you just described is an evolution in dynamics of a relationship.
Yeah.
So I feel like very early on, especially even for Kevin and I do feel like the interpretation that Kevin probably had of the string, because I'm the string, is that I'm holding you back. And then as you grow and mature and you start to have an appreciation for the string, you realize, oh, they're actually a safety net for me. So I don't go off the rails in my dream and lose everything in pursuit of accomplishing this dream. But I think for the other side, that as the string, I've learned to have an appreciation that it's okay to not always be safe, to dream, to allow myself to have goals that are bigger than what I think are possible, like bigger than the goal I actually put on my, these are my goals on my piece of paper, because that's attainable. So obviously,
I just had this
that's
analogy.
not big dreaming.
Let me know what you think, Liz. I think the kite gets us into this studio.
Right.
The string allows us to stay here for the duration of the leaves.
Keeps the bills paid.
Keeps the bills paid, keeps the lights on, keep people employed. Because sometimes the kite will get you there with no plan of staying there, maintaining, or anything like that. And the string will be like, okay, we here now. Here's how we make sure it lasts. Make it last forever, as Keith Sweat was saying.
Yeah.
I'm the string. I'm the string. For sure, I'm the string. For sure.
I feel like you talk about things sometimes and I'll be like, oh, okay, so like sky is really the limit. Huh? He said.
I'm safe.
I have a dream.
I'm super introverted. I like things to be consistent. So like I'm the string. Elena's always pushing for the next thing.
Well, I was gonna say usually the string probably would have quit their job first. The kite would have quit their job first. The string will be like, let me make sure everything's set. Let me make sure we got health insurance. Let me make sure This isn't a fluke. We might be getting brand new money, but is it sustainable? Okay, now I'll quit my job. And the kite like, boy, we out here balling. You feel me? The
Your
money.
Ben should have quit.
Ben
First of
should have
all,
quit. This job is holding me
Literally.
back. Low
First
key,
of all-
I could have been made 10 videos today if I had this funky little job.
Okay, I'm the kite. I'm the kite. I'm the kite. Not me thinking I was a string.
She's the quintessential kind. Like, nah, I'm safe. Why'd you quit your job? Because it was holding me back. Funky little 9 to 5. I can't be held back by hours.
listen.
I'm a creative visionary. I got to go.
I'm sitting here thinking that because I was like, we got to get to work today. Okay, we're going to do all these videos today, that made me the string.
Oh, no.
But yeah. I don't know.
Took me
But
like a
I'm
year to
sure you
quit.
bring.
So, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Say that again, Peter.
I'll say it took me like a whole year to quit. So I'm definitely the string. Like I was like working full 8-hour days, wrap up a 2-hour presentation, come out, do a little skit, go back
Dang.
into meetings. So like I'm
Me
safe. I'm consistent. I'm the string for sure.
Coming
Yeah.
out stressed out, and I'd be like, quit.
Yeah.
Quit that
Put in your notice
job.
now.
Quit that job, man.
You sit over here stressing. You don't have to be. Quit.
Were you working from home, Peter?
I was, which is I feel like even harder because we got 2 kids
Yeah.
and my wife who's working 24/7, so it was super hard working from home.
I also feel like it could be sustainable. Like, girl, I'll just take these little 2 hours off. You know what I'm saying? I'll still be available on Teams or Slack. And then I'll be right back. You can edit the video. We could keep doing this forever. Melissa probably still would be working her job if they didn't. She was
Laid off.
she was Jonah. The Lord told her to quit her job, and she didn't. And because she didn't, the whole job got closed down.
They
And
closed my job down and moved to Ohio.
Everybody's job was lost because Melissa didn't quit when the Lord told her to.
God was like, I gotta do big things.
I gotta close now. Nobody has a job. Now make sure you don't go to work.
That because I feel like that is the dynamic of the string. You do feel like for me, I always feel like the string allows the kite to dream big
Yeah,
because there's a floor to which I won't let you fall below.
yeah,
We're not going all the way to the ground because the safety net in me won't allow me to. What we're not going to do is start all the way from zero. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we're not going to do. So if I could put a plan in place to maybe save a little bit of money, and I know you don't want to hear my contingency plan, but what I'm gonna do is create one on the just in case. So the floor is actually here because for Kev, every show gonna sell out. We always gonna get 100%.
only matter of time.
100.
No show has ever sold. No, I've never sold a show to a network. But
There you
boy,
go.
it's coming. Don't you worry, guys.
Don't forget us.
It's right there.
The
Don't forget us.
27th haven't worked, but 28, I got a good feeling about this one. I finally got it
And if
figured
that
out.
one doesn't work, don't worry, 29 is coming.
Right.
And, and the string, you have to like be there to support and then be like, okay, so in the event that this doesn't work, let's just make sure we can still live. Let's
Right.
just make sure that these kids gonna be taken care of, this house gonna be paid, and everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to string. The string.
It is. Tell us about the plight of the string. Tell
The
us.
flight of the string.
I don't know. It's just you gotta be more. You gotta be patient. Like you said, you gotta have these contingency plans. You're the safety net, right? So
Mhm.
if anything goes wrong, you have to make sure the kite doesn't fly away or fall to the ground, or just gotta contain the crazy.
Yeah, you
Contain
do.
the chaos. I mean,
Yeah. And I also think, where I thought you were going, the other thing that's kind of the unspoken plight of, listen, a plight, y'all, it's a plight of the string is that if not done right and with maturity,
Mhm.
you can be looked at as the person that's holding
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
partner back. And so it
Yeah.
is very much it's maturity and a dance
Yeah.
where my plan B and my safety net is not coming across as disbelief
Yeah.
or unbelief or like I'm not supporting the dream
Yep.
because I also want to ensure of this plan B, where a lot of times for kites, why do you even need a plan B if you're on board with the plan? Why do we need a plan B if
Yeah.
you're on board with the
Yeah.
dream?
It's like
For
the
sure,
safety
yeah.
person at work. Like they're the ones harping
They're
on the
fun
rules.
snatchers.
They're fun snatchers, but they're also the reason people don't die. That's what their job is. They're not here to have fun. They're here to make sure this is safe so you can continue to do this. And in our relationship, luckily, because Melissa is like that, I didn't take a big swing until we had certain contingencies. Like if this fell apart, we're good on the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are gonna be able to go to school. We have backup. We have so many backup plans. Like if I ever get canceled we have so many backup plans that we would be safe. But if it were up to me, I'm just a guy at a roulette table. $1 million on 23. You lost it? $1 million on 24. You lost
They're
it?
like, forget plan B. Let's have the whole alphabet.
Yeah.
Right.
Whole alphabet of plans.
Yeah. Okay,
Now
so
this is
go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
That's not in the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really curious because you said you were Thai, right, Peter?
Yes, sir.
Right. So one of my good friends is Thai, and his wife's Eritrean. And Thai has a very rich culture, and Black people have a very rich culture as well. Right. I'm curious about what was like for both of you. What was it like to learn about a culture? Was it easy? Was it tough? Was there transition? Was there some like harder parts and some things that you got into more easily? What was that like for you guys?
Well, Elena has go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
You talking about Tim and Chia?
Yeah.
Tim and Chia. Yeah.
Super cool.
We just started connecting with them.
Oh,
It's,
y'all
like,
know
crazy.
Tim and Chia?
They're super sweet. Yeah.
Oh, I
super cool.
love them. Yeah, well, that's cool. We should all go out to dinner.
Um,
And I mean both ways.
I think I probably had a harder time understanding the difference in culture than Peter did
Okay.
because, my dad's Black. My mom is Ethiopian.
Right.
And
That's what
so
I was gonna
because
say.
of that, we grew up in a very
Got it.
American household,
Yeah.
right? Whereas I feel like Peter, his parents just like fully immersed him in Thai culture. So sometimes when we'd be arguing or I wouldn't understand something, he'd be like, I'm Thai, it's Thai culture. I'd be like,
To add to what she's saying, I'm an only child,
Yeah.
and I didn't learn English until I was like 4 years old. So like
Oh,
my parents
wow.
just spoke nothing but Thai to me. They wanted me super in the culture. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
super Thai.
Super
I used to
Thai.
think in Thai. Before I met Elena, I used to think in Thai.
Oh wow.
We were just talking about inner monologue.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
thought. So your inner monologue was in Thai and then it switched to English?
Now it's 100% English now. Now it's
What?
100%.
Wow.
Was that like a light switch or was it like a transition?
Think about it, like I was like talking to my parents every single day in Thai. Now it's my wife and 2 kids, nothing but English.
Wow.
And yeah, no, I think slowly there would be phases where it's like 50-50 when maybe like I was thinking about my parents, it would be in Thai. If I thought about,
do you dream
problems
in Thai?
with no, it's all English now.
Really?
Yeah.
Even your
it's gone.
dreams?
It's gone.
It's
That's
gone.
crazy.
You used to
Wait,
dream in Thai as well?
It's my inner thoughts.
Your inner thoughts were Thai.
That
Yeah.
is so
that's so
interesting.
but wait, so then the question that I have is, was there a grieving of that? Is there a feeling of loss of culture, connection to culture once there's like a light bulb that's like, oh my God, I don't do this anymore?
Yes and no. I
Okay.
will say yes, of course, because like you said, you were raised in the American culture, so it's much, much different from what I was raised with. But I will say the Ethiopian culture is like very, very similar. They're very like family oriented, very like loving, very
Hospitable.
selfless. And yeah, like meeting her mom for the first time was like an amazing experience. We had Ethiopian food. Have you guys had Ethiopian food before?
I have had Ethiopian food with
I feel
my
like
friend.
I have to actually.
My friend Lowell is Ethiopian.
Didn't they open a restaurant?
I don't know if he opened a restaurant, but he took me to Little Ethiopia,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a Habesha. It's Habesha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Habesha. He had an app. I mean, it was in the food. Like I was learning so much about. He was in my movie. It was fantastic. It's actually amazing food as well, especially if you're a vegan. You can really get down with
Yeah.
Ethiopian food.
Exactly.
And you
Yeah.
A lot of
they-
vegan
a
options.
lot of vegan options. So injera it was lit. So yes, I've had it, and Thai food as well.
We got you on the Ethiopian.
Yeah, we got you
Yeah.
covered.
We got you.
Let
We
us
got
know
you.
what's on the plate.
But yeah, I sat down at the table, Ethiopian restaurant, Little Ethiopia actually, and we got to it. Her mom started sharing like the Ethiopian customs. One thing is called gorsha, where we eat with our hands, by the way.
Yeah.
You make a bite and you feed it to, someone you love. It's called gorsha.
Oh,
So
nice.
First time meeting her mom, she put a whole morsel of food
Biggest bite.
right into my mouth. So
Oh,
the whole
snap.
time I'm feeding her mom, I'm grabbing some food, putting it in her mouth. So it's like a super loving, like I don't know, warm experience. So like from the get-go, I felt like, wow, like this is like super similar. Like, it's like
That is amazing.
That is
super
amazing.
hospitable.
Lil
I
didn't
love
do
it.
that to me.
Lil didn't. He don't love you that way.
I'm gonna text him.
Peter's mother-in-law love him.
And she did from the jump. From the jump.
From the jump. From the jump. She was in love with him.
Did that-
It was like done deal.
I was planting seeds though at work.
He was
Planting seeds. So at work, her mom would pick her up sometimes, and I don't know why. I don't know what got into me, but I would open the door for her mom every single day after work.
That goes
I
a
don't know why.
long way.
And I remember my mom. So
It's like, who's this Asian dude opening this door for me?
my mom would go to LA a lot, and we were working in LA, but we lived in the Inland Empire area.
Yeah.
So we would carpool. But she'd be like, "But you about to drive." So when she'd get to work, she'd get out the car and go around to the passenger side to become a passenger princess. And we would like run up to the door and open it for her and let her in. And I remember we got inside one time. She was like, "That man likes you." And I was like, "No, Mom, we're just friends." She's like, "Okay." I said what I said.
I said what I
Kids,
said.
no.
Yeah, right. 2 kids later.
That is so funny. So how do you mesh your world in raising your kids?
I think we just, whenever the opportunity is there to teach them something or to show them something, we just take advantage of it, right? So, like, if it's Thai New Year's, we're going to get them dressed in Thai clothing. We're going to celebrate it the traditional way. And that will be an opportunity. Dinner time. My mom is here all the time. Making some injera, making some what? She'll call me up, be like, "Did you give the kids injera today? They're going to forget." So
That's such a mom thing.
Yeah, it is.
They're
It
going to
is.
forget, and it's going to be my fault because I didn't get on you to
Exactly.
make sure you got
they're
off
going to
there.
forget.
You remember how I did this to Peter? Do this to the kids.
Yeah.
I love it.
She comes to my house and she'll like put frozen injera and frozen, that's what we call the sauce dishes.
Yeah.
She'll put what in the freezer, and she'll call me up and be like, "All right, go to the outside freezer, take that, thaw it, grab a Costco chicken, throw some pieces of the chicken in there. You're done.
Dinner.
Okay?
Dinner's
Give
done.
my baby some injera."
And then FaceTime me to show me proof.
Yeah, and
after.
then FaceTime me
FaceTime
while they're
me?
eating.
Oh, mom's
No
not playing
video.
no games.
I want to see it in real
Or
time.
it didn't happen.
Yeah. Or it
If
didn't
you
happen.
didn't do it, it was AI, and you're not feeding my babies and Jared like I asked you to. Matter of fact, I'm on my way back.
I'm on my way
I'll
right
be
now.
I
over
want
there.
them holding the newspaper for the day.
With today's date. Don't play with me, Elena, because I will make my way. I
Your
love
mom will
it.
get competitive too. I think our son started learning the numbers in Thai. He was kind of to 10, and as soon as she found out,
My mom was like, next day you see them come in, and my mom's like, "Tell them what you learned, Luke."
we spent like 2 hours teaching them the Amharic numbers.
Now, no, he can talk. He can count to 20 now.
Yeah, right?
I know he's gonna live up to
Keep
10
it
in
Go
time.
ahead.
He can do 20.
Oh, I love that. I love that. It allows your kids to be both. You know
I
what
was
I
just
mean?
gonna say your kids are probably have so much cultural capital, just
Yeah.
from the way they've been born and are being raised, more than most children who don't have that much difference, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it's probably gonna make them more tolerant and understanding of different cultures because they have different cultures within them or within their household.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's super beautiful. Yeah, super dope.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's really nice. And like even with my parents, like my dad was Dre from Blackish growing up, okay? Like that was
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
If it could be Christmas Day and let 12 Years a Slave come out, we going as a family, okay? I have been to every Martin Luther King parade that there has been to go to, okay? So and
Oh.
even to this day, I'll call him up, be like, "Dad, where are you at?" And he's like, "I'm in Alabama. I went to this museum, Black History Museum."
So your dad's gonna make sure your kids can play spades.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Spades
Yes,
and
yes,
gin
yes.
and talk. They can talk trash.
talk.
Right? Yeah. Okay. They
All
can
the
count, but now they learn how to count books. Right? You got them. You're gonna be set now. You got 3 of the possible. That's their grandpa.
Don't be on his team, though, because he'll get mad if you don't count fast enough.
Oh, that's great, man.
I love it. Okay, so you guys obviously have been working together for a long time, but now you are full-time creators together. How has working together been? This is the unspoken trial of relationships of influencers.
Because working together at the same job is a different working together than y'all work together and it's your own company.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, can I say a quick pet peeve of mine?
Yes.
Oh my God. Do I know what it is?
My pet peeve is when we talk to other couples or other creators and they tell us that our relationship is perfect. Oh my God, working with each other is so easy. We never fight. Oh, what are you talking about? This is the best job in the world. My biggest pet peeve.
You're lying. You're lying.
I don't get it.
It's not true.
It is impossible.
It is. It's so hard. I think now that Peter has left his job, we're getting better.
Yeah.
Because like it's easier to define our roles. Whereas before, if a meeting shows up on his calendar or something last minute happens, now it's on my plate. And it just kind of made everything a little bit confusing. We still have our days where it's, it's hard not to take things personal. Something that somebody else could have said, an idea that somebody else could be like, that's a bad idea. Land's completely different coming from my husband. When I hear from him, I'm like, what next? You don't like your kids?
Yeah.
Right?
Why is that the
Not
job?
like chicken last night?
That is the job.
I'm trying to tell you.
Dog, that is... listen, go ahead. I didn't mean to
No, go ahead.
Peter, hear me, my brother. I'd be so afraid to give Melissa a note on anything because if I'm trying to get butt tonight, I don't care how the video performs. I would much rather if it gets 6 views, but I get that booty. But then the creator of me is like, I have to tell her. I can't not tell her. And I could try to lay it down like a feather, right? And I've done my best. Fine, then you just go ahead and do it. And I should have never did nothing else. You want to go ahead and edit? I didn't say all that. And that's why your mom don't like me. That's not true.
I know, right?
My mom loves you. She call you and she don't call me. But, one of our friends, they're a recording artist. She's the singer. He's the producer. Mm-hmm. And she was like, they always talk about how hard it was.
Yeah.
And she's like, producer husband is talking to me and I am hearing from my actual husband. I'm not hearing the producer's note about something. I'm hearing my baby's father talking crazy to me through this microphone. I don't know who he think he's talking to because it's the same person. The person, you got both skills, but I'm seeing the person that I laid down with, not the person that I got to work with during the day.
I don't know how.
You could say 99 good things about the idea, but if you say one thing, like you said, light as a feather.
I just want to raise my hand really quickly on behalf of the women in the room.
Thank you. Please.
And I just want to say, you are the exact same. I, too, could lay down as light as a feather and have the one thing. And it lands the same. Because the thing about it is, it's the same.
I think because, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you. Because that person is so important to you, their words or their lack of words weigh 10 times what other people's weigh. Their opinion matters so much more, right? Even if they are saying the same thing as everybody else or one thing different, it just lands so much heavier because truly you value their opinion more than anybody else, right? Somebody give you a negative note, it roll off your shoulders. They give you the light. And to Melissa's point, you're absolutely right. If she, I was shooting a TV show yesterday, and she was like, my boy was producing it. He could, if he was like, hey, relax, I would be like, oh, okay, cool. But she texts me, relax. I'm like, oh my God, am I not relaxed? Is it coming across the camera? Am I not right? I thought I was relaxed. I was smiling.
Why would you say that to me?
Now I'm in my head like, relax. Well, if I keep saying that, I'm not going to relax. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's because they matter so much more, but there's nothing in our mind that can make it land differently because they mean so much. Yeah. So it's just going to be, I guess, that balancing act that people who don't work together don't have that. You go to your different job and you come home and you can talk about your day. In our life, our day is really shared more than it's experienced separately. And especially from us and y'all, you've had both. You didn't come, you didn't start dating each other as creators and you both were doing this. You had regular jobs and Melissa and I have regular jobs. And then it became this. I quit my job first, just like you, and then she eventually quit. So there's a lot of balance, a lot of managing transitions and balance that you have to understand. And I don't think it gets easier. I think you might just manage it better, but I think some of those issues are going to probably be constant.
Well, that's what I was going to say. In your managing it, I'll let you go, Elena. In your managing it better, what tips do you have? What have you learned in the journey? But you can say what you were going to say first, Elena.
I was going to ask you, and you're managing it. What have you learned, girl? I'm trying to write down some notes.
Yeah, because all right, I'm
I
gonna
was asking you for help.
I'm gonna be real. We cannot.
There
work
could
when
be
we're
a
fighting.
whole
We
television.
can't.
we
Like,
cannot
how
function.
do you work when you're fighting?
We cannot. We can't even record a video.
I
We
can't
function.
do
No,
that.
we
I
have to
can't.
take a break.
No, I have to take a break.
There's a time, and I didn't even tell Melissa about this, but I'm going to share it now, which we said we're not going to do.
I was about to say, now you know that's the rule.
That's the rule.
That's one of our rules. I don't know if it's one of yours, but one of our rules is you can't share something like publicly, because we did the Love Hour podcast for a long time, that you haven't shared privately, because it's unfair. So that is one of our rules.
I'm not going to break the rule.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not going to break the rule. But
Okay.
I will agree with you and say sometimes you are trying and it just doesn't work, and you just got to be like, all right, today's not what we thought we were going to shoot today. The petty going to be real, and and there ain't going to be no humor in it. I'm just mad at you right now, and you got to take a break from this video because it's not going to work. And I think that's it's better to walk away, to me, than to try to push through, because even if you shot it, you got the rest of the day and them feelings are still there.
Yeah.
They're going to be valid and strong and all that stuff. So yeah, when we're fighting, we can't. And there are some times where we had to, right? When we did the Love Hour live, and we were traveling. Yeah, we did the Love Hour live tour 2 years in a row.
Oh.
We did 50 cities the first time, and then it was like actually like 60 cities the first time. And the second time, it was like 75, 80
We
cities.
did entirely too many.
It was a lot. There'll be times that we were fighting backstage.
Over 8 months.
Over 8 months. We went to Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's
was
how
a
you know
lot.
how serious we were. And Knoxville.
I
And
went to
Nashville.
Chattanooga.
We went to
I was
Chattanooga,
serious about
Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis in the
Oh, you went trifecta.
Yeah.
There's just no reason to go to all of
Oh,
those.
right.
And we would be not speaking to each other while we're traveling in the hotel, in the car on the way to the venue, in the green room. And we'd walk out on stage. Hold on. Dr. Phil and his wife. Hello, y'all. Welcome to Chattanooga. We doing it. Go backstage.
Exactly, right? Right?
Beefing broccoli. It was very tough. It was, and we had to tell ourselves, the people who pay their ticket, they don't care. You figure it out. And luckily for us, it was scripted, like almost not scripted in the sense of scripted, but we had done it so much that we knew what we were going to say, and we could just go through and do it, but it was very hard.
But like,
I just get anxiety just thinking about
I
it.
know. I'm like,
I
what would you
couldn't
do
it.
because let me tell you something. Like, it is a fact. When you are mad at your man, there is nothing that he can say that is funny. He becomes the most unfunny person.
Amen.
Okay?
Yeah.
Amen.
Not a single thing he says is funny. So I can't imagine being up there and he like cracks a joke. And I'm like, you know?
That's so real.
That is so real. And that's why, like, the people that say that, like, it's lovey-dovey all of the time, I'm just like, it's so inauthentic to the human experience, because you go to work and your coworkers piss you off. How is your partner? And we're not the same.
I piss myself off when I'm alone. So it's impossible. I get
Right.
on my own nerves. I disappoint myself. I don't know how. And if it is true, then somebody's not being authentic in their relationship, I believe.
Yeah.
I think somebody's not telling the truth about how they feel. Somebody's not sharing. If you never argue, like Melissa said, you grew up with your siblings, whom you love. They get on your nerves. Your parents, your homeboys, your homegirl. In every relationship where you are true, authentic, and real, you guys get on each other's nerves because you're different people.
Natural, yeah.
So how could it not happen in your romantic relationship, the person you spend the most time with? How could it not happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody lying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For a long time, I think I felt guilty because I was like,
A lot of the couples were telling us, like, "Oh, we just compromise.
well,
We
yeah,
just
we
figure
just
it out.
compromise, just
We
take
just figure it
turns,
out.
you know. We'll write it down, and then the next one I'll do.
Take a 2-minute break and we'll get back to it. You know?
2
like-
minutes? 2 minutes?
That's not long
Seriously,
enough.
like 5
Almost
couples told
do
us
2
that, and we're
minutes.
like, wow, do we need more therapy? Like,
Right.
No, right?
Yeah.
They start making you feel like
Ramp it
you're
up.
crazy. Wrap it up.
You know what though? I think that it speaks to even the title of the book. There's some people that like really get like up in arms about the title of the book, and they're like, "Well, that means you married the wrong person." I disagree. I think that the reality of life is that we have seasons that are hard, and acknowledging that does not make this love any less.
Yeah.
I think it just speaks to the reality of life. Sometimes I just told this on the podcast the other day. Okay, I just turned 40, and my emotions are out of whack.
They
okay?
are.
I don't. We don't need your amen right now. They are out of whack. They are so just up and down, mood swingy. I don't know if menopause is trying to knock on the door. I don't know, but it's a lot happening in my world right now. Okay, it just is, and it's very ghetto. It's just because
The way these hormones are set up.
listen, it came out of nowhere. I'm just who asked you to be here? Go away. So anyway, I can't even remember why I was saying that. But the point is you go all through these phases of life, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing with my own body right now. Like, I don't know what's happening. I can only imagine how this feels for him.
Man.
I can only imagine. And it's okay to acknowledge, like, this is a weird thing that's happening right now.
Bruh.
I don't know, but it's life and you can get through it. And acknowledging that doesn't lessen, dampen, or diminish a love that is real. I really think it's just true to the authentic experience. Because when you look back over, come on, Jesus, when I look back over my life
Get it, Ebo.
and all I've been through, I've had some hard seasons.
Hey.
And that don't make my life any less. Why would it make my love less? You know what I mean? And I think that
Yes.
sometimes people feel like, there's a more direct link to marrying the wrong person or you're unhappy in your marriage. I think if you have more hard times than good times, okay, then that's a conversation.
Yeah.
But to acknowledge that there are seasons in which transitions happen and they're hard. You bring kids into the world. That's hard.
Yeah.
You work together. That's hard. You get through it, you figure it out, you find a groove, but in the beginning, you looking like, don't touch me today.
Yeah.
Yep.
What I want you to do is not touch me.
Yes.
That's okay,
Yep.
because that's real.
I want to throw a sports
We're
analogy.
talking a lot, and then we got to throw it to
You're
them.
right. You're right. We talk a lot, honestly, when we have people that we really enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
This is super fun, by the
We
way.
talk
Well,
I'm
much
gonna
good.
less.
start using that as
Yeah.
compliment. to
We
people.
do, because when we and the interview's going well, we talk more. Other times we question, they talk. Question, they talk.
Yeah.
I've noticed that about how I feel internally.
Okay, but we
I just
got to
wanna
make sure
throw
because I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
people in the comments.
I don't
Okay.
care about people in the comments.
Yeah, but you have to think about that.
That's me. That's what I would say. See,
They're gonna go through every video and see who you guys hate. Like,
Yes.
I don't care about those comments.
I am having a great time, and that's more important to me. I want to use a sports analogy about seasons because I love sports, and let's talk about the Patriots because they were a good team. They're usually perennially a good team for the last 15 years. Even good teams have bad seasons.
Sure.
Even great players have bad games. And you be like, man, this is great. Tom Brady got hurt. They had a new guy in. This happens. People leave, come, and they're like, they're not winning the Super Bowl every time, yet they have won more Super Bowls in the last 10, 15 years than anybody else. But it doesn't mean they win every time. Doesn't mean they're having perfect games every time. Doesn't mean they don't suck. They don't get mad. They're not yelling. Tom Brady's not smashing a Microsoft notebook thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's the realism of marriage. Like, Michelle Obama said this about
She
her
sure
Barack.
did.
She was like, it was like, I hated him for like 8 years.
That
straight.
is my not me. I wanted to bring that up today. 'cause
Talk about
that quote saved me in a way that I didn't even know I needed to be saved.
Amen.
Really? Say more.
Say more.
It is just like it's a really hard season right now
Mhm.
with younger kids. And I think sometimes we get in the day to day and we're both burned out. And I'll be looking at him like, I don't think I like him anymore. Oh, what did I do? And then the second we get the kids away, it's like, I think I do actually like, whew, that was close. I was scared. I was scared for a second, And marriage is so hard. It's the hardest thing. I say this to everybody. It's the hardest thing on this planet. These kids are hard, but marriage is still hard.
Yeah.
Right? And I can understand why Michelle said she didn't like him for those 10 years. And she added, she said, and that was when we had small kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
It all makes sense.
that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised though that people would say that the title of the book is a problem because it is hard. And
You
People
know
want it to
what
be
though?
easy.
I'm gonna tell you what and the reason we titled this when we were coming up, kind of how you were saying, Peter, about like every couple was telling you that they never argued or anything like that. When we were young and married in our church, we were asking people like, "Yo, y'all struggle with this?" And everybody was saying no. So we
Yeah.
start feeling like, "Dang, are we the only ones?"
Mhm.
And then what happened is these people start getting divorced. So what we found out is it wasn't true. They were just lying. To themselves or to us, it actually really was hard. So we decided, why don't we just lead with the truth? So that way, when you get married, you know what to expect, as opposed to us thinking, oh, it's gonna be all perfect and easy and all that. And that's what everybody's telling us. And then we love each other. We had no kids early on, and we still found some really difficult moments. And we're like, oh, y'all were just not telling the truth about marriage. We're gonna tell people so they'll be prepped for those moments, and so they won't feel alone when it gets to some tough times, and they can actually have longer marriages and not feel like they're crazy for having a bad week, month, or year,
Hello?
or 2 years.
Hello?
No, I'm not gonna be talking about you. I'm talking about that.
That was okay then. What?
I
How?
think
What?
even from just to like expand on that from a religious standpoint, I always do try and remind myself that marriage is supposed to be similar to the love Jesus had for the church, right? So I know that the enemy is going to be coming at it all the time, right? He's trying to break families apart. And so, Peter might be getting on my nerves one day. I'm like, ooh, the enemy is trying to break this family apart today. He is. And I try and remember that.
Yeah.
He is.
You guys are so funny.
You guys really are naturally funny.
Yeah, the sarcasm is elite. Okay,
Yeah.
this is freaking fantastic. Peter, did you grow up very religious?
So he grew up in a Buddhist household,
Okay,
but went to Catholic schools his whole life.
12 years of Catholic school. Yeah.
Mm.
Before we got married and when we were dating, I had said it's really important to me that I marry somebody who's Christian and that I raise my kids in a Christian household. And he was like, I respect that. And I also want to become Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt something in me like, this is not the right way. Like, I don't want him to find God because we got married.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to go on his own journey. And, all I can do is like present it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we lost you guys for a second.
Oh.
All I can do is present it and let him go. So I think what he's trying to say is that he's on his own journey right now, and he still has a lot of questions, and I try and answer them for him sometimes, but
But yeah, growing
Christian,
up,
you don't have all the answers.
and just to add to what she's saying, yeah, growing up, my parents were super, super open. Like, yeah, they were practicing Buddhism, karma, be good, you get good, do bad, you get bad. And they were super open and flexible. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through high school, and they had no reservations. They're like, hey, you want to convert? You want to get baptized? They were open. So yeah, and now I'm excited. We're getting involved in the church. We're volunteering. It's just a beautiful journey. I'm excited to see like how our family grows, our kids grow in the church. So
That's dope.
I love
it's coming
that.
together. It's coming along.
That's
I
super
love
dope.
that.
What an amazing, like, it really is a journey. Life, marriage, personal, they're all journeys you're having. They're intersecting. They're going different ways. It's like, that's why I be saying it's great, but it's a lot to manage.
Yeah, because
That's why it is hard. Who you marry today might not be the person that they are in 20 years.
you
And
could
when
take
you
out
got
the
married,
mic. You could take out the mic. The person you
Yeah.
married today will not be the same person that you.
They will not.
They will
you
not.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use football. I like basketball. It's 82 game season, right? We got 82 games.
Right.
It's 1 year. Right, next season we can pick ourselves
Yeah.
back up
And
next
even
season.
good teams they'll have a stretch where they just stink.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Lakers started terrible last year.
Mhm.
And they for the first 2 months, and I think that's what and listen, it might be sounding like we're doing the inverse, but we're trying to set people up to learn how to manage that instead of expecting. I think a lot of times people expect it to be nice and perfect every time, every day, every month, and that's just unrealistic. And I want y'all to understand how the life works.
Well, and so much of it is really I'm not saying that Kevin is difficult. I am saying actually, or that your partner is always the person that's difficult. What happens is as you mature, you learn yourself. And as you learn yourself and you learn to speak those things and change and evolve and you present that, that's why what Elena was saying, you're not the same person. In many ways, I am who I've always been. I just don't know that at 20, I discovered all that I am. If that makes sense. Like all of these components and these pieces are probably there and they're just laying dormant. And then you have something that happens or a trigger or a realization and you're like, you know what? I don't like spicy food. All this time, I've been eating spicy food because you like it. And I just want to tell you out loud that I don't like it. And moving forward, I won't be eating it no more. That happens.
Yeah.
And you're just, and so now your partner's looking like, we've been together for 20 years. You've been eating spicy food with me. What you mean you don't like spicy food?
You lie.
I'm confused. Are you confused now, or
What
were
else
you
have you lied about?
Yeah, because
What else have you lied about?
and don't let that be the question. Because then, well, while we're here, let me tell you this too. Yesterday, you bought me these shoes, right? I have never liked shoes with spikes on them, and you have bought me 5 pairs. And I just want to let you know, don't buy me no more. And then your partner will be looking at you like, who did I marry? Because how do you not like spicy? And you just told me you love I buy you a pair of spike shoes every single year, and now you don't like them? Who are you? And the thing about it is, it's like, I realize I'm discovering who I am. I'm 40 years old. Girl, that's a big age, okay? 40 years old. I've had a lot of iterations of myself and will continue as I grow, learn, and evolve my who I am. And then I'm able to voice that out loud. And sometimes that can cause friction because your partner grows to learn a version of you. And then all of a sudden you shake that up.
Yeah.
I'm not that no more. Hold on a second. Let me explain something to you.
Yes.
And that's okay. And so as you're going through that transition, that could be hard. That could be. And don't add kids. Like you said, little kids. The thing is, they bring out a whole different side of you.
How old are y'all kids now?
1 and 4.
1 and 4.
Oh, girl, you in the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
But does it does it get easier or does it
Absolutely.
get harder? I'm sure it gets different. That's what I always ask people. Like people say it gets different.
It gets I agree with different actually. I was gonna say it gets easier.
Certain things are absolutely easier.
Right, that's
like
yes.
So our boys are 16 and 14 now, right? We have to do more planning about the dog
Sure enough.
than our children, right? Our kids, Melissa set them up with the Uber account. I set them up with the groceries. If the Wi-Fi is on and the electricity is working, they can manage probably indefinitely, right? We could probably go on a month tour, and as long as the Wi-Fi works and they can Postmates foods and Uber somewhere, they got it. They just, at this age, they just go in their rooms, they play their games, they go visit their friends, they hang out, they go to the beach, they can arrange their own rides. When they were 1 and 4 or 2 and 4, it was diaper change, pick them up, daycare, wash them, bloody nose, whatever, doctor's appointments.
Not a bloody nose.
Whatever the thing is, it was.
Throw that one in there.
Yeah, it was so much more to like physically manage, but then you have the like emotional part of like, okay, are they making good choices? Who are their friends? What kind of thing are they going to do when they move? Like, how are they going to reflect? That's more like this Kai Cenat thing just happened, and he like was giving away PlayStations, and there was a riot.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when that was happening, I'm seeing kids that look our kids' age, and I'm watching. I'm like, would my son go there? And if he went there, would he be influenced to, kick somebody's car? And now you're feeling like, oh man, did I do a good job as a parent? Because they got one foot out the door. And I'm questioning whether I did enough as a father to make sure they make the right choices. So that's the part where it's different. But actually, physically, how much they impact your life, it absolutely gets easier. But then how much you think about them, it gets harder as they get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going to go with a friend who's going to smoke weed and drive, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to smoke? You know what I'm saying? If their friends start acting up, I'm like, how close are they as friends? Have your friends come to the house so we can get a read on them. You know what I'm saying? Know which ones you can't hang out with. So I think my dad told me when we first had kids, he's like, I was like, when do you start worrying about your kids? He was like, never. The worries just change. And I feel like that's probably the most accurate thing that I've been told about raising kids.
Yeah.
14 and 16, like dating and girls, right? That's
Dating
probably,
and
That's
girls.
my big-
Girls,
Seriously.
please.
Listen.
Dating and girls. Are they going to get their heart broken? Are they an incel? Are they going to treat women with respect? You know what I'm saying? Like, our oldest son is dating.
He in love with a girl.
And,
Oh, wow.
and he's
Is it his first love?
First love. And he's like, I want to
Oh.
be like y'all. We weren't even like us. He's like, y'all fell in love. Yeah, technically kind of, but he acting like we got married in high school.
Right.
Like, son, we went to college. Then we just, he like, nah, first girl, my only girl. We didn't say that. But that's what's been modeled for him. So that's what he's trying to duplicate.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody told you. We never even told you to do that.
No.
So yes.
He's
it's
sprung. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
man. This girl don't poop. And if she does, it's flowers.
Yes.
You hear me?
This
And
baby
not
boy-
smell like flowers, literal flowers.
Yeah. But I will say it does get there will be a period though where it is, I feel like it's easier.
Yeah, for sure.
When they start school and they're potty trained and you're looking at each other like, we got like 6 hours.
We were up last night from 2 to 5. with our
Oh.
baby. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Doing what?
She wanted
She wanted daddy.
Wanted to cuddle with dad, yeah.
And he
Aw.
is, she has him
Oh yes.
wrapped. So when he says that he was with her for 2 hours, he means with her in the crib. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You get in
I'm
there?
literally, yeah.
He gets in there with her. Okay. I was looking at her like, I don't even know why you don't rock with me anymore. Like, we seem so tight. And then I'm looking at the camera like, oh, we don't have to be friends because let me tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not that parent.
Yeah.
How
I'm
big
laying
is the
there with my legs
crib?
dangling out. Yeah.
Peter, how tall are you? You've got to be like 6 feet.
I'm 6 feet flat, yeah. So
Yeah.
my
I'm about to
legs are
say, I
dangling
can
out.
tell you are a tall
You're
man.
tall.
That can't be comfortable for you, sir.
It can't be comfortable.
It don't
But you
matter.
know,
That's my little girlfriend.
For my
okay?
baby.
She wants my
Oh,
little girlfriend,
that's so sweet. Enjoy it. The thing is, it goes so fast.
yeah.
You're in the like super fun age. You're cool. You can kiss boo boos goodbye. They want to talk to you still. It's freaking fantastic. You guys are in. I tell Kevin, we just talked about this. I want to do it over because I want to enjoy those moments. So enjoy it, man. These are good times.
This is why we got a dog.
I do. You said that's why we got a dog. I do get that though, because as much as I'm sitting here like saying, oh man, it's so hard. We roll my eyes. I'm like, where's the receipt, Peter? Send the kids back. I also,
Say your
just-
thing. Say your thing.
I just love them so much. I'm like, they're so cute, and I don't want them to grow. And I want another baby. I could have another baby. That wasn't me announcing that I want another baby, by the way, because I do not want another baby. But
Yeah.
just to smell it
Yeah.
and like let it. I want it to be in the blob phase where they can't talk, and they can't roll, they can't do anything, and they just lay there.
The smiles
Yes.
are all gummy. The
The gummy smile.
drool. Oh,
Mm-mm.
I feel
love
you,
it.
Elena. I feel you. Look at Peter's face.
That's great.
I'm good. I'm good.
Bruh.
You
Yeah.
said 2 and we're done.
Two is plenty.
2 is plenty. And you guys have a good age gap. 1 and 4 is a good age gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfection.
Hopefully they can be friends.
Okay, before we close out, let's talk about what advice would you give your younger married selves? Obviously, you've been together for 10 years, but married for 5. But also, you do set, I don't know, kind of relationship dynamics and norms even in your dating phase. And now all of these years later, 10 years is a long time, you got kids, you've done things together, you've done all of these things, and you realize, you know what? If I could have told my younger self, don't do this or don't do that, or recognize by doing this, you're setting yourself up for this, or whatever that advice looks like, what would you tell you 10 years ago about marriage?
For me, the biggest thing is level setting expectations.
Mm.
It's a product plug real quick. I think one
Yes.
thing you guys mentioned is expectations, right? Expectations
I
are
love
huge.
this. This
Yes.
must be a good book.
Yeah.
I think to piggyback off what we were talking about earlier is that I don't know. I feel like when I got married, I thought it was just gonna be like perfect, right? Picture perfect, buy a house, have good jobs, and we would just love each other every day forever. You know what I mean? And like just having the expectation of like it's gonna be a mix of rough times, good seasons, bad seasons, and just knowing that that's marriage, right? We're not gonna. I thought that I had the ability to be the perfect husband so that my wife would never be mad at me. I thought I had the ability to control her feelings and she would never get stressed out. She would never just have any negative emotions. I thought I could fix and manage my marriage and control my marriage.
Yeah.
But level setting those expectations kind of allowed me to be like, you know what? The man above knows what's going to go on today. So just go with the ride, go for the ride.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
deal. So level setting expectations.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so you do realize how out of control you are in marriage because you literally cannot, like I literally cannot control my husband. And not just that, even in my attempt to do the very best for my words or actions to come out soft as a feather, it doesn't mean it lands on him the way that I intended.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so that's another like lack of control that you realize. And so you're sitting at the table. I remember we had therapy one time and I was literally like crying, apologizing to Kevin because I was like, I really didn't even mean it that way. I like really didn't even mean it that way. And you just realize like that happens. You know what I mean? Like I mean it one way. I'm really trying hard to like be loving and it's coming across as like a slap in your face. And it's like, okay, well, that's sometimes marriage. Miscommunications happen. Let's sit down, let's talk about it and let's apologize. Okay.
Sorry, I think my daughter's walking by and
Yeah.
she's loud. So I just don't.
If
I don't
you-
know. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
if you
okay.
need a parent, you can parent.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, since you said it,
Yeah.
I think if I could tell my younger self anything, it would actually probably be, you are gonna have 2 beautiful babies one day that you are gonna love. So you don't have to have them right after you get married. Take a little bit of time. Like I wish that we would have enjoyed that married dual income, don't have to give it to any of these kids phase a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though you guys were together for 5 years prior?
Yeah, because and so the 5 years prior, I think that's why it felt like, okay, well, we're ready to
Yeah.
have kids.
That's
But
what I would have thought
to be
too.
married, we had just bought a house. We both like were in a good place with our careers. We could have traveled more. Just a few other things
Yeah.
that we
Get it.
could have done.
More sleep.
More
Because your kids are
sleep,
going to
you know?
dominate your time once they
And-
are there.
You know, dating is not the same as being married.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it was like a whole different season that we entered into.
Yeah.
And then we jumped right into parenthood.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that I regret.
Yeah, I
No.
get it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
get it.
if I were to tell anybody, so I don't know if your son's listening.
Yeah.
Go slow. You have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
That's it. You
Yeah.
have all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you guys when you got married?
26.
Yeah. 26.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are good ages to especially you said good income. Y'all had houses, y'all was responsible.
The kite. It's all the kite right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all was good. That was very good. Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you guys so much for joining us.
You guys
This
are
was
great.
fantastic.
I really enjoyed this.
I did too, and I've never seen. I've read some articles, obviously, about you guys, or like when you guys have been interviewed. I've read like the blogs is the word I was looking for, but I've never seen you guys do an interview like this where you're talking. Has that happened?
This is our first.
Okay,
See,
that's what I felt
we're
like.
always going to remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is great.
That's
I
what
would,
Really?
I would not have believed that.
No, I definitely thought it was. That's why I was like, maybe I just missed it. So let me present it in a way that maybe. But what I was going to say is it's so interesting to talk to you guys and see you outside of the skit form.
Yeah.
Because you see your personalities from the skit definitely on the screen. But obviously I know this because I live with a comedian, but it's always interesting to see funny people be grounded because at the end of the day, it's still a real relationship.
Yeah.
And when you turn the camera off, this is still my husband. I'm still his wife. We still got these kids that we have to parent. We have a household. And while they're funny, haha skits, it's also a business.
Yeah.
Like, this is something you have to show up for because this is the business.
Yeah.
This is how we pay our bills. This is how we finance stuff for
We're
our
still
kids.
building a business.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
empire of the Singh family. And so, so funny. But also, I need to send invoices. I need to follow up. I need to send emails. Like,
Yeah.
there's still some things that go to this. And so I say all of that to say, hopefully when people see this, they're able to humanize you in a way that's not just the funny, sarcastic, petty kind of videos that you see online. You're like, oh no, like, this is real. This is real life.
Yeah.
We're humans.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
fight.
We're petty.
We're petty.
petty.
I know. I think that's the thing. People see us on those petties, and they leave comments like, "Oh my god, I bet this couple never fights." And those are the comments I respond to, where I'm like, "We do,
Yeah.
and we do."
Yes. That's people often, and even in our videos, like, I bet you guys just laugh all the time. No, because
that's funny.
one thing Elena said that I relate to: if I'm mad, you think you Kevin Hart? If you don't go,
In the house bombing.
just ha 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 who, ha
I
ha
know,
ha
right?
who, because there's nothing
You are not funny.
Ain't
Not
nothing
you
you
think
got
you
to
Kevin
say.
Hart.
Yeah.
I ain't at your little comedy
This
show.
I didn't buy a
I
ticket.
ain't buy a ticket.
I didn't buy a ticket.
I don't get the hype, frankly.
But
Don't even show me a TikTok. It could be
Yes.
a TikTok I would have laughed at, but since you showed it to me, I'm about to be
today
like,
is not the day.
That's the one.
Today
You
is
know
not
what?
the
If
day.
somebody else said that to me, it'd been funny. But since you said it's not funny,
I have an attitude, okay? Don't do me. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you
Before
guys.
we close out, can you
Thank
tell
you
the
guys.
people,
This was amazing.
thank you,
Great
where
time.
to find you, and if you have any upcoming projects or anything you'd like to talk about, let the people know.
the Sing Fam on TikTok and Instagram, and hopefully some YouTube stuff coming soon.
there we go.
Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe some MrsKevOnStage, MrsKevOnStage collabs coming
Listen.
soon.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, we love it. All right, you guys, thank you
Thank you,
so
guys.
much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you,
you.
audience, for watching today's episode. We'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.